So switching gears a little bit, how much fun is it writing the Doctor?
It was a lot of fun. I'm not doing it anymore, and I was sort of. I know. There's that thing of like it's the same character, but it's also it's different aspects of the same character. So it's writing like a Doctor, and there are other Doctors I'd like to write. In the future, in the fullness of time, down the line. I certainly wouldn't mind a crack at Patrick Troughton, or that'd be good. Even William Hartnell. But writing the Matt Smith Doctor, that was a lot of fun. That was full of sort of. It was exciting. Again, you've got that thing where the pressure is on because you've got to live up to not only live up to this amazing character, but live up to this amazing performance. Like the one thing was to try and get the hardest thing was try and get that voice, try and get that performance down on paper. And like what I sort of did, especially right at the start when I was first doing it, was I'd write a line of dialogue, and then I'd listen to a couple of minutes of an episode, and I'd try and catch his rhythms. And I'd rewrite, and I'd try and catch that rhythm, catch that thing. And at the same time, Rob Williams, if you talk to Rob Williams, thing he said a lot in interviews was that the 11th Doctor is kind of a rambler. He'll ramble, he'll do these long speeches, he'll take you on journeys. And on the TV, that's 15 seconds. On comics, that could be a whole page, or like most of it, and you just don't have that room. So you've got to suggest that, and be true to the voice, and be true to the performance and the actor, while at the same time, it's got to be comics ready. It's got to be you've got to be able to sort of, fits into the space allowed.
So even though you have this connection to Matt Smith's Doctor, what do you think about Peter Capaldi's Doctor right now, and how Stephen Moffat is handling him?
I love Peter Capaldi's Doctor. Straight out there, I was sort of a little. It's a funny thing because I think my experience has been the reverse of a lot of people, because I saw the first episode in the cinema, and I don't know, maybe the sound wasn't mixed right or something, but I was a little underwhelmed. It was I kind of get it, but it's it's not really hitting me, and that might have just been the cinema. It might have been big room, slightly rough sound, different experience from sitting and watching it on the TV. But the second episode, he just had me. He just hooked me in. And I think the most recent one, I believe it was Heaven Sent, when it's very much a one-man show in that, and that was just. There's a kind of perfection about Peter Capaldi's acting that's just, he's got just this incredible presence, this incredible charisma that sort of reaches out of the screen at you. And I don't know, I mean, okay, when the 11th Matt Smith Doctor came along, that first episode just grabbed me, because I was going a little cold on David Tennant. Again, I'm sort of the reverse of most people. I was going a little bit cold on David Tennant. I saw what was being done with him, like how he's, pride going before the fall, the sort of messianic tendencies, going too high, and then his own arrogance, realizing that, that was nice. But at the same time, I was one of the people who didn't like The Long Goodbye. I wouldn't begrudge those who loved it, those who loved The Long Goodbye, that, because obviously it was an incredibly important moment for a lot of people. But I was like, when you die, when are you going to die? Which is, very churlish of me. But after that, we had Matt Smith's first episode, which was this rocket of an episode, just like bang, 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 bang. That really set me up to love Matt Smith, and that carried me through most of his tenure. And then towards the end, I was a little woof, and I feel like 3 years is a good time for a Doctor. I feel like we're sort of, I don't know, I think Peter Capaldi has got at least a couple more seasons in him, but it's there does come that point where it's changes in the wind. Right. But Peter Capaldi, came out of that gate. That first episode, didn't quite hit with me for whatever reason, but after that it just got more and more fun and exciting, and I really like the spikiness and the sort of, it's nice to have a spiky doctor. It's nice to have a doctor who's not entirely pleasant again. And he's sort of become more pleasant. He's sort of, some of those rough edges have been softened, but in some ways he's still very sharp. He's still very hard to take. His stories are very sort of sharp, and sort of the listen one, that was brilliant. That was genius. Heaven Sent, I said, that was amazing. Those are the two that immediately pop into my head right now. It has been a long time. Yeah, it's just very. I feel like we've had a run of really good doctors, because I mean David Tennant, he might not have been my personal cup of tea, but he was a phenomenal actor, phenomenal talent. He was a really great choice for the Doctor, and his Doctor was really good. Looking back with the passage of time, it's like, I was, it's a great run he had. For that, Eccleston, brilliant, and we've had a really good run of luck in like the modern setting with all the new Doctors. So, yeah.
So you mentioned a few Doctors that you'd like to write, but what are some companions that you'd like to write?
Oh boy. I like Jamie. I'm a big fan of the second Doctor and Jamie, and Zoe as well. But I like the sort of Doctor Jamie pairing. I think that's nice. That's a good one. I like Turlo. Turlo was always a favourite of mine, because he was a bit sneaky. He was a bit like, you never knew with him. You never really knew. And then there was I like Romana. Both the Romanas I enjoyed. They were great. Kind of the perfect person to sort of deflate the fourth Doctor if he got a little too puffed up. In the modern era, I was a big Amy Pond fan. Very big Amy Pond fan. That was great. And I really liked Clara, especially in the Peter Capaldi episodes. I feel like when they really focused in on the school job and the sort of that other side of her life, I feel like that added so much more to her character. Right. And suddenly it was just like, she was brilliant, and I was just really wanting to see more. Ace. How can I forget Ace? Just the best. Absolutely the best.
I mean, not that Titan would ever give me free reign or anything, but I would just love to play with Canine. I think that would be fun. I don't know. I like robots.
Canine is a lot of fun. I kind of I don't know if you could unscramble whatever knots of ownership are keeping him from the show, but it would be nice to see Canine again. I think that would be a really fun thing. So yeah.
So if the Doctor came to you and said that you could borrow the TARDIS and have a companion from your Marvel run, who would you like to take and where would you like to go?
Oh my lord. What a question. I have no idea. I guess I'd probably want to sort of go into the future to see if we have one. Get a sneak peek at how it all turns out. And then, I don't know, in terms of past eras, it'd be interesting to go back to the 80s, the decade of fun, and sort of like, I don't know, I'd probably do terrible things like going back and putting bets on things. So I'd probably end up wanting to travel with like Loki or some sort of scoundrel like that. I think Loki would fit quite well in the TARDIS. He'd probably steal it. But yeah, no, I don't know. Back to the 80s, play some Jet Set Willie again. Go back to the yeah. I'm trying to think now. Maybe even sort of the, I don't know, Roaring '20s.
Okay, we get in a lot of trouble there.
Yeah, might get in some trouble. I mean, the thing is, like, sort of going. I feel like if I go back too long, I'll like get cholera or
dysentery.
Dysentery, or I'll just get like stabbed for cheeking the Queen by like some guy with a sword cane, or like just beheaded by a Viking. So it's like the future might be a good place to go depending on how we manage.
All right. right.
But, you know, if not, then yeah, back to the 80s. Have some pot noodle, like watch old Doctor Who episodes, and you know, there we go.
Awesome. Now, where can your fans find you on the interwebs and such like that?
I'm really only on Twitter, and I'm at Al_Ewing, so I'm pretty easy to find. And I'm just, you know, I don't tweet very much. Usually, it's just like my terrible depression at the ongoing Brexit nightmare and what's coming out this week. So, but you know, I'm there if people are looking for me.
Well, Mr. Ewing, thank you very much for taking the time.
Thanks a lot.